What's up, guys? Tyson Deskins of 419 Golf, where I elevate your performance with data-driven feedback. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the 3 most common grip issues I see on a daily basis with players. And you're going to want to stick around to the end because I've got a couple secrets about the grip that no one talks about that will be a game changer for your golf swing. Let's get into it. So I'm going to talk to you about the 3 most common grip issues that I see on a daily basis that is ruining players' chances of hitting good golf shots before they even swing the golf club. Okay? Then I'm going to sort of show you where I would like to see somebody's grip to make those things better and give themselves a chance to actually hit good golf shots. And then I'm going to give you the secrets about the grip that no one talks about. So the first most common grip issue that I see with a player's trail hand, okay? The trail hand of a golfer, for me as a right-hander, it is my right hand. I see this right hand get way over on the front side of the grip way too often, okay? Which makes it very difficult for this player to close the face on the way through. And oftentimes when we get our grip way over here on the front side of the shaft, we sort of lift this club up, and then in the downswing, because of where our hand placement is on this grip, we push down and across with that open face, and obviously we're going to hit that nasty slice. So this is one of the most common issues I see with the player's grip in their trail hand. Way over on this side of the shaft, they lift it up, and you're going to see just this weak shot out to the right. Because of where that hand is placed, that player has no chance before they even swing the golf club. Okay? The second most common issue I see with the grip is still in that trail hand, and it is the exact opposite side of the spectrum, where that player will come in and this trail hand is so far under, this trail thumb is almost underneath the shaft, sort of the palm of their hand or this pad of their hands, not even touching the grip, okay? This typically is going to lead to a player who pulls the club inside, the trail arm folds really quickly, and then it makes it really easy to sort of throw the club head way out to the right on the way through. That player, honestly, a lot of times is hitting shots in towards the heel, because the more out that we apply, the more the sweet spot is moving out across the ball, the more we sort of hit the shank here, the hosel. It can obviously make it really easy for this player to slam the face shut, okay, depending on where that lead hand is. But this trail hand gets way too far under. This club would go way too inside, right? It's not the easiest spot to hit good golf shots from, okay? And the third most common issue that I see with a player's grip, we'll talk about the lead hand now, right? And the lead hand, the most common issue I see with the lead hand is this lead hand getting on the grip in just an extremely weak position, which oftentimes causes the lead arm not to be very straight in the setup. This club gets way too far in the palm of that lead hand, so now that player cannot use leverage with their hinge in their wrist because of the placement of that, and it makes it really hard, once again, to close the face. And if you couple that very weak left hand with a very weak right hand, once again, this player has no shot. You know, and again, oftentimes from this position, very weak left hand, you'll also see this rolling effect. So now we have a weak grip and their forearms roll. This club face is in a wide open position. That player has no chance other than to hit that nasty slice. I mean, I'm going to kill the poor people's dog over in that house with that grip. So One of the things that I always say in here at 419 Golf is we've got to build the foundation before we even move the golf club. Okay? So, we've all seen Scotty Scheffler and how important his grip is to him. And I would say this, it is not just Scotty. All of those guys at that level absolutely know where their hands are on that golf club at all times. Okay? So, one of the things that I would say first and foremost, when I'm working with my little future golfers, right, the young kids, I'll sort of explain it in this terms of, hey, let's make some bear claws, right, so that we can get, especially this lead hand, this grip, way more in the fingers, okay, versus in the palm. So more down in the fingers, in those second knuckles. This is the heel pad of our hand here, of our lead hand. And what we're searching for, we're searching to get that heel pad more on top of the grip. We don't want it underneath. As soon as it goes underneath, now it's in our palm. We want to get that heel pad up on top, right? In the lead hand, that club is a little bit more in the fingers. And then from there, we want to place this right hand sort of on the side with this right thumb being a little bit on the top part of that grip. This would be what we would consider a neutral grip. This is weak. This is strong. This would be neutral. That's a great place for most players to start, is from this neutral position. Okay? And what you'll see a lot of times is guys will grab this with their lead hand on the side of their body because it's really easy to put it in their fingers and get the heel pad on top. And then they'll bring that club up to put their trail hand on so that they can see this, right, themselves. If I put my hand way over here, I'm going to see it. So I'm looking at that. I'm making sure that it's fairly neutral. Right? Now I've given myself a chance to execute a good golf shot. Really solid. Okay? Now, at the end of the day, it is absolutely the truth that there are a lot of variations with the grip. Okay? Some guys have a strong left hand, strong lead hand, weak trail hand. Some players have a weak lead hand, strong trail hand, and everything in between, right? The reality is, though, for most golfers, we've got to start with a neutral baseline. And the other part of the grip that I like most people to understand is it should be an ever-evolving deal, not just put your hands on it this way today and never change it the rest of your life, right? As players grow and evolve, especially as junior golfers grow and evolve, that grip structure is absolutely going to change, and we must be willing as players to adapt, okay? If we can start lead hand, club in the fingers, heel pad on top, that lead thumb is still on the top. I never want to see this lead thumb wrapped around, okay? We're almost creating a turtleneck there. We're pulling that thumb in. Trail hand on there in a neutral position. We're giving ourselves, as I said before, the foundation to be able to hit good golf shots. Okay? So, ultimately, there's a lot of grip trainers out there. You see Scotty using one every day. I truly encourage every single golfer to get yourself a grip trainer. Okay? Literally on the TikTok shop, they've got ones that just snap onto your grip. You can take it on and off. It's going to help you put your hand on this golf club in a pretty solid way over and over and over. If you're changing how your hands are on the golf club every time and you're a 20 handicap, we've got to start there before we can do anything else. Okay? Okay, so I want to talk about a couple of the secrets of the grip that no one talks about. And it used to frustrate me to no end when the only thing that I would hear is, you need to see 3 knuckles, you need to see 1 knuckle. And no one would ever say why, okay? So the reality of our grip, it is not just our hands. It is not just the knuckles. It drives me crazy. What changing how many knuckles you see actually affects your entire arm structure. Okay? So from our shoulder to our elbow, from our elbow to our wrist, the reality is our arms can rotate under and they can rotate in. And the reality of how we're designed here as a human being, we can rotate our arms under, sort of get our arms connected to our chest, and now I can rotate my forearms independently of the upper arm. I can rotate my hands and wrist, but my upper arms aren't moving. Okay, this is very important for us to know. So if you are someone who is struggling with a slice, okay, I want you to listen up here because this is a game changer for you. Your lead arm, your lead hand, when you set up, you want this whole arm to rotate in or away from the target. Okay, the target's here. I want this whole arm to rotate in. If we look down and our arms just hang, I don't see any knuckles there. Okay? As soon as I rotate my whole arm all the way up to my shoulder in, I see all my knuckles. So you're going to sit up, you're going to rotate this arm in. You're still getting the grip a little bit more in the fingers. You're keeping the thumb on top here, but now our arm is rotated in. With the trail arm, I want you to rotate your arm under. That brings the elbow closer to the hip bone. Okay? We're going to rotate it under. We're going to put our hand, trail hand, still connected here to that thumb. We're pushing. It's not way under this way, but this whole arm is under. This is going to give us the ability, when our arms rotate this way, we put our joints in these positions. In the downswing, they're naturally going to want to unwind this way, which is going to close the club face. This is a game changer for slicers because their club face is too open, right? So arm rotates in, lead arm rotates away from the target, trail arm rotates under. We put our hands on there in a good position. We're now giving ourselves a chance to close that club face and finally hit this draw. You're going to see that golf ball snap over to the left. My thing is, that's exactly what a slicer wants to see. Now it's just a matter of how much does this player need to go this way to hit the desired ball flight that they're looking for, right? Maybe it's a tight draw. Maybe it's straightish, right? For me, I don't have a whole lot of problem at closing that face. I wouldn't need much of that, okay? So I'm going to do that a little less, but I'm still on this side of it. And then I'm going to hit a shot. Really solid. Okay? Starts right, curves back to the left. Without over curving, I'll take that golf shot every single day. All right, another little secret. If you're a hooker and you're hooking the shots too much, it is just the opposite. With our lead arm, if we take it and rotate it towards the target, that's going to give us a little bit of a weaker grip. If we take our trail hand and we move it a little bit on top, I would never want to see it way over, but we move it a little bit more on top, that's going to make it easier, okay, to hit this little cut shot that player's looking for. Or let's even just say reduce the hook, okay? So what that does is it puts our arms in this position, rotates them towards the target, so it is going to be more difficult to rotate them even more on the way through. So we set up, we get a little bit weaker with the whole arm structure. It's not just the knuckles. We get a little bit weaker with this trail arm. that golf ball is much straighter with a little 2-yard fade on it. Okay? And ultimately, once again, at the end of the day, for all of us, for every single player out there, there is going to be somewhere in between, very strong, very weak, that is going to work best for you. But it is not just the knuckles, it's the entire arms. And I promise you that if you go and experiment with this, you are going to find a grip that gives you the ball flight you want, and you are going to love what you see. So, once again, as always, I truly appreciate you guys watching. Do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button. If you have any questions, any comments, leave them down below. I hope to see you guys soon.